Hi everyone, I'm Kayla Miller, the 2020 Stevenson County Farm Bureau intern. Today we're at Greg Miller's farm and we will be learning about beef cattle. Alright, so this is Greg Miller, so why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about the history of your farm?
Pleasure to meet you. My name's Greg. We have been here since 1989. I've farmed all my life here in Stevenson County. There really is no other job I'd rather do. It's a great profession. It's really something everybody would enjoy. I encourage you to look into it and pursue it and enjoy it. We raise beef cattle and sheep. Once again, I've done that all my life. We also utilize the beef from the farm here for our restaurant downtown Freeport, which is called This Is It Eatery. And so people really like that farm to fork is the term, that it comes right from somebody local and they're able to know where the product comes from. And it really seems to be something that the people enjoy.
Alright, so we're out here in Greg's pasture, so how many animals do you have located on your farm?
Actually, we've got 40 cows, and they'll have about 36, 38 calves. We start to calve in April when the weather gets a little bit nicer, and then we wean the calves in October. We get them off their moms so that we can put them on the feedlot and raise them up.
So you have a different variety of colors out here, so what kind of breeds do you have?
Mostly Angus. We've got a couple red Angus, and then the balance are some Simmentals and Simmental Chianina crosses. So they just very nice mothers. That's one of the biggest things that we want. Is a good mother. That'll take care of her calves and is nice and quiet. And as you can see, these guys are quiet, and that's just the way we like them. So.
Alright, so what do your animals eat on a daily basis? I see they're obviously out here in the pasture, so they eat grass.
Yes, we have the pasture here. We turn them out about the end of April and lay them out here till about the time that snow comes in. We start feeding hay generally about now because the pasture's getting short towards the end of the summer and the grass starts to lose nutrient value. Besides the fact they get it ate down, so we start to give them hay to keep them happy and give them a little bit of a treat so that they're nice and friendly like they are today. Hay wise, they're going to eat about 25 pounds of hay a day, which is about a small square, half of it. Because a small square you figure is about 50 pounds. Water wise, they're going to drink probably 15 to 20 gallon a day. We do have a creek that runs through here in well, we got three tributaries here, and so they have access to clean water. They like to stand in the shade under the trees and the water stay cool. But up in the barn we've got automatic waters for the other times, so that's basically what they live on.
Alright, so what type of facility do you have here? We're obviously standing out in the pasture, so they're pasture grazed?
Yes, we try to keep them out here as much as possible. It's healthier out here for them. Keep them in buildings. As far as the facilities I have, I like to promote pneumonia and all that stuff as far as moisture. So we like to keep them out here as much as possible. During the winter, we have a shed up above that we feed the hay in, so that they're indoors. And then we have another shed so they have shelter. Surprisingly enough, they'll walk out of there and stand in the snow or the rain. It doesn't bother them, but at least they got facilities.
So what type of bedding do you use in the facilities when they're in there during the winter?
Well, I use corn stalks and straw, and we actually use what we call bean fodder, which is soybeans. After we combine them, it comes out the back of the combine, and those vines we bale up for bedding, and it works very well. So those are the three components we use for it.
Alright, and how do you keep your animals healthy out here?
Well, we do, they get all the nutrients, which is called mineral blocks and protein blocks, to keep their diet balanced. And in the meantime, we do all preventative maintenance, so that it's just like humans. We want to nip the bud and prevent something before we get sick with it. And so some of the stuff that has been proven to be a problem, we just go ahead and vaccinate for or do the preventative measures so we don't have problems with it. But very rarely, especially being out on grass and open facilities, that there are any health problems.
There are many different cuts of meat. Some examples are brisket, rib, and sirloin. All right, so what's the difference between dairy cattle and beef cattle?
Well, the beef, they do produce milk, but not on a constant basis like dairy cattle. And so we have the beef cattle mostly to raise calves for beef that we eat. Dairy cattle, they do feed out calves also, but their prime objective is for milking and in that business. And so our objective with these is just to get the calves, raise them up so that we got lots of good hamburger and steaks, roasts, and all that good stuff that tastes good.
All right, well, thank you. I hope you all learned something about beef cattle today, and thank you for showing us around your farm today.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.